Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to send out a simple, what we call broadcast or newsletter. So if we go up here and click on this here and go to email marketing, I'll show you how to send out just a simple newsletter. Now a newsletter is completely different to automation and things like that. So what a newsletter does, let me kind of explain here on this file. Let me just get drawing mode up here. So basically what a newsletter is, guys, is simple. Let's say you have a list of people, right? You've built up a list of people. Let's say you've built up a list of 100 people, okay? So you have this list of 100 people. They've gone through your sequence, or maybe you've just got 100 people somewhere in your GetResponse account, right? Well, you might want to go and create a newsletter, or maybe send an offer, or send them to a blog you have, maybe, or send them somewhere, send them something, right? So what you would do is you would go and create an email, with a bunch of text and things like that. So this is the email. And what you would do is you would then send that email to these 100 people, okay? It will go out to these 100 people. That's what a newsletter is. Now, a newsletter is going to get lower open rates than a normal autoresponder, okay, or automation sequence. So the reason is simple. Because you're sending an email to multiple people, you're doing what we call an email blast. The email rates are always going to be lower. It's just the way it is. So, your open rates. So when you send an email newsletter, expect your open rates to be 10% on the worst side, to around about 20%. Okay. Now, of course, this does depend on how fresh your leads are. So let's say, for example, you have a newsletter, you have a list of people, right, that you've never sent any emails to. So this is your list of people. We've got this weird barrel here. You've never actually sent an email to these people. Well, then your open rates will be a lot higher. But if these guys have already been through your automation sequence and you've separated them out into a separate list, the open rates will be a bit lower because they've already had emails from you, and some people will not be interested in opening them again. It's completely normal. So if you get low open rates on an email broadcast, or lowish, or lower than you've been getting, don't worry. It's actually normal. It's just a normal thing. Now, we sometimes get open rates of 50% on our broadcast, 40%, but we usually get around about 15% on our broadcast, but we send out to hundreds of thousands of people. So we send out to like 100,000 plus. So of course, it's expected to have a lot of people that are not interested because we've already sent them emails before. We send emails weekly. Okay, so let me show you how to just set one of these up real quick so you can actually send them out to people and send them out to your list of people that you have if you want to just randomly send out an email. Now, keep in mind, guys, that this is separate from like your automation stuff, okay? This is just if you want to go and send an email to somebody, to a bunch of people. So let's jump into that and I'll show you how to do that. So the first step, we'll go back to here, is to go to menu and email marketing, and then newsletters, and then go to list, and just this doesn't really matter. This is just going to show the newsletters that we've sent for each list. Now, we don't actually have any yet because we haven't created any. Okay, so don't worry about any of this. I'm going to go to create a newsletter. This is really easy to do, guys. It's a lot easier than any others. They've actually just changed this, I think it looks like. Yeah, so they've actually just changed a lot of this, which is quite interesting. It's actually different on my main account. Let me show you my main account. If we go to my main account here, I think it will be different. Create newsletter. You see, mine's actually completely different. So what they've done is let me just double check. Yeah, create newsletter. So it looks like they've changed it for new accounts. That's completely fine. So you would put the message here. So this is just a message. This is just a heading to help you understand what the message is. This is just for you. This doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put test message 1. Okay. Now the next step, guys, is to change the email. So I want to send it from this email here, and reply to, you want to make sure it's the same email. Okay. Now subject line. This is where you do your subject. So this is, let me show you an example. So this is an email that I have in my other account, and the subject is lesson 2. This is the secret. So this is what people will see in the in their inbox. Okay. So the better this is, the better your open rates will be. Try not to make it spammy, like don't say, hey, make $100 a day and stuff in the subject lines, because it's not going to work very well. I might do a separate video on that. I actually am going to do a separate video on how to stay out of the spam box with the emails, like what not to write and stuff. Now, the preview text is what someone will see before they open the email. So in the email, I usually just leave this, but in the email, there'll be the subject line, and then underneath there'll be like a little bit of a preview. So if you want to get better open rates, you could actually add in something here, but just leave that. Who do you want to reach with this message? So I'm going to go add recipients, and I'm just going to put, so my list is here. I'm just going to, okay, sorry, so you can select who you want to send this to. So I'm going to send it to this list of people. And then you can also exclude people from seeing this message. So if you have like a list of people that have already purchased something from you, you can put that in there if you like. And you can exclude them. Design and content, so design your message. And there's lots of templates that you can use and stuff. And then you've got your own templates as well, which I'll show you how to save them. But what you want to usually do is just start with a blank template and just go blank template here. Okay. Now this is actually all changed for me, actually, which is kind of, this is all completely new to me. So lucky we actually did a brand new account, right? So, so what you can do is you can actually drag things in. So I'm going to drag in some text. I don't really like this logo section. Let's see if we can delete that. Show logo. Yeah, I don't want a logo. Okay. So you simply just drag things in. Okay. Just drag things into here. So I'm actually going to go back to here and get some text. Copy this text. And simply paste it in. Okay. I'm just going to get rid of the space here. I'm actually going to get, so it's got the powered by get response down the bottom. That would disappear once you get into a paid account. So hey, Franklin here. Today I want to reveal the secret weapon that makes it so much easier to get a business started online. Then you can actually highlight this, guys. You can change the font. So they've got all the font here. You can make it bold. You can make it italic. You can underline it. You can do whatever you want. So it's very, very simple to do. And then I'm just going to go back here. You can actually add columns, it seems like now. They never used to be able to do that. So I could go and add a column. And I could add specific blocks. So I might want to add a picture here and a text picture there. Now, what I can do is go to blocks and add an image. Just drag it in. Very simple to do. And then add image. And we don't actually have any images in this one, but you'll just go upload image. I'm going to go free Shutterstock images, and we'll just add this. You should be able to change the size. Looks like we can. So you can change the size, you can adjust the width, you can do really anything you like. So I've just added a picture in there. But that's how you go out and create a simple newsletter. You simply just drag and drop everything in that you want. So I can drag in some new text under here, and I can start writing it again. Okay, so this is how you go and create a simple newsletter. I don't really need to show you much more because it's very easy to do. Most of you guys would be familiar with how to change text and font and stuff like that. What's important sorry, is just that you drag in these boxes, and that's how you do things. Now, if you want to test and preview, you can actually preview the message, And this is what it will look like in people's inbox. Okay, desktop, mobile. You can compare them both. Back to layout. Test and preview. You want to do a spam check. And spam check results, good to go. There's little chance your message will land in the spam folder. You can still check the details below. Okay, so see here it says from address isn't a custom domain. That's something that we that's quite important. And then if you want to, you can go send a test message. So you can just choose your email and send a message to yourself to make sure your links are working and stuff. Let me actually show you how to add a link. I forgot to do that. So let's say, hey, I want to add a link here that goes, check out my training here. And I'll keep it bold. I can simply highlight this and I can click the link thing up here and I can insert my website here, okay? Just like that. Then when someone clicks this now, they will go to my offer or my website. And what I recommend you do all the time is go test and preview and send a test message and just double check that that link's actually working, okay? And then I'm gonna go to next. So everything's all good here. Next. And you can double check everything's all good. So spam check, good to go. We haven't found any major issues. Click tracking. Yep, so you want to have click tracking on. Don't worry about that. Send immediately or schedule for later. So this is quite interesting here. So you can do send immediately. We can send it right now. You can schedule it to send later on. Or we can do a few more other things. We can have what we call perfect timing. Now, perfect timing will increase your open rate because what it does is it sends it to people who, at the time that they're most likely to open. So they'll send it to people around about the time they signed up to your email list so they know that they're actually online, okay? And then time travel, you have to have that on separate. Time travel will send it to people in their specific region on the specific time that you chose. So if you chose to send it out at 10, 11 a.m. on May the 1st, it will send it out at that time for every country instead of sending it out all at once, okay? So that's quite cool. I'm just gonna go send immediately and I'm gonna go send message. And now this is going to send out to my list that I have of, it could be 5 people, 100 people, 200 people, 300 people, however many people you have in that list. And here's the details. And now it's going to send, okay? Then you can actually go to see message opens live and you can literally watch live people opening your email around the country. It's around the world. It's really, really cool if you want to do that. So that, guys, is how you go out and create an email newsletter, a one-off newsletter or broadcast to send to people on your list. So you go to menu, you go to email marketing, and you choose create a newsletter.